I hope you guys are doing well. I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lions TV, and welcome to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving my thoughts and opinions on the top 5 players that can make it into the squad for next season. If you guys like this video, smash that like button. Help me get more than 750 likes for today's video. And don't forget to press the bell notification button either to stay tuned to all things Blue Lions TV. Now, this video isn't going to be in any order. Starting with the first one guy I think who should become part of the first team squad for next season is Kurt Zouma. Now, Kurt Zouma has cemented his place as a first choice Everton defender for this season. Of course, they signed Aina. They spent a lot of money this summer, but Zouma has kept his place in the team ahead of Aina, and that's because the guy's a very good defender. Now, his passing is one thing that's always constantly underrated about his game. And one thing with Kurt Zouma you have to remember is the fact that he's tall and he's very dense. The guy weighs a lot, so naturally when he does play, I think he gives off that impression of not having too much control, when really, we're not really suited to his very dense style of play. But the guy's got very good technique. He can spray a pass from 70 yards. He's one of the best guys aerially in the league. For me, Zouma and Van Dijk are the 2 best aerial defenders in the Premier League. With Kurt Zouma, he's got leadership qualities as well. He's one of those players that steps up as well. And I think that's one of the mental sides of the game that isn't really considered too much. But with certain players that play for a team where they feel like they have to give their best every single week, a lot of players like that feed off that pressure and they improve. And I definitely feel that's one thing we saw with Kurt Zouma during his first spell at the club. I remember when I first saw him coming and playing during pre-season, I was thinking, why can't guys like Clark Sotter and Christensen play ahead of Kurt Zouma? But over time, when Mourinho gave him confidence, you could really start to see his world-class potential. And I personally feel like it's time for Zouma to come back home. I think that he's developed enough. He's not going to develop anymore. And if we honestly don't have any plans for him in the future, it's time to sell. Let's not waste the guy's time. For me, he's stylistically very similar to Varane. And I think that Zouma can come back and show us what he's about. Moving on to another player I feel should become part of the first team squads. That is Tammy Abraham. And Tammy Abraham is one of the most underrated players that's part of the loan army. Now, a lot of people feel like he's a championship scoring merchant. He's got much more than that to his game. I feel that the team we are right now, currently under Sarri, where we play a possession style of football, we need a striker of Tammy's dimensions, someone that's very comfortable finishing inside the 18-yard box. And that's a quality that Sarri likes very much in his players. I think that Tammy is incredibly clinical on top of that as well. A lot of first-time shots, a lot of first-time finishes. He understands how to lose his man inside the box. And he's one of those players that always finds free space when you don't think there's any space ahead. I feel like Tammy Abraham with his mental desires, I personally feel he's a guy that Chelsea fans would love so much. He's someone that plays with a lot of fight and hunger. He's always trying hard. He's looking to do his best. Plus, he has the finishing prowess. And I think he has a good off-the-ball movement as well. And when you look at a player at his age right now, how many strikers around his age are much better than Tammy Abraham? And I personally feel that when it comes to discussions about players in the loan army, the #1 thing people constantly forget to talk about is how the guy can develop over the next few seasons. And I think with someone like Tammy, where if he has better service coming from better players, is someone that could really show that, yes, I can play at a higher level. Now, moving on to another player in the loan army that 1000% needs to be part of the first team squad for next season, it's none other than Rhys James. And wow, this guy has the potential to be a generational talent. Crossing already. Now, this is something that a lot of people that really closely follow the Chelsea Academy over the years have been praising Rhys James for consistently. Back when he was playing in the youth team days, I remember Joe Tweedy telling me, this guy is the best crosser at the club. And watching him play a full season of professional football, you can see the guy's natural abilities. And it's just scary to think, wow, in the right system, under the right manager, this guy could really become any type of player he wants. Now, some fantastic attributes about his game is the guy's a brick. I mean, I get those Ivanovic vibes in the sense that he's just so strong. People bounce off him. Technical ability as well. He's fast. World-class crossing and set pieces. And yes, I'm going to say that now. I think the guy can play football as well. And throughout the season, we've seen him play in different roles in defence, as a fullback and in midfield. And one player that I just constantly reminisce about whenever I think about Rhys James is Philipp Lahm. And I personally feel like Rhys James could really develop to be that type of player that Lahm was. Now, Lahm was able to play on the left, on the right. He could play in midfield as well. And I think that you need to be a very technically good player to really play those roles to a high level. We've seen that James has that in his locker. This guy has the potential to be the first choice right back for the England national team. I think he's ready right now. His first full season, and he's already been seen as one of the best players of the season. He's in the team of the year for the championship, and yeah, I know that it's brilliant they do it right now. But with Rhys James, he's a guy I feel should be coming into things from next season and playing and starting games. I think he's that good. I personally don't feel like he needs another test to prove himself. What a Premier League move. Why? Why not let him play in a system where he can get used to playing with better players, he can develop over time, etc, etc. We've seen that happen with Trevor Arnold at Liverpool. Yeah, when he first started coming in, he wasn't setting the world on fire. But look now that the time has been invested in him, he understands the system and how to play with his teammates, which I think is one of the most important things in football anyway. Let's give that right back spot to Rhys James. He's good enough right now. There's no excuses, and I'll be bitterly disappointed if he's given another loan move or if we sign someone for the right back position. I really think this guy's a great talent. But you guys, moving on to the final two players, and I have to talk about my man, Aina. Now with Aina, I'm hoping that Torino don't exercise the right to sign him on a permanent at the end. I'm hoping that Chelsea are going to really start considering what he's been doing in Serie A this season. I mean, to play in the Championship, to go straight to Serie A, it's a massive gap, and he's shown that he's comfortable. And why is that? And I think it's the number one thing that's constantly underrated and forgotten about. We produce exceptional talent from the academy. We teach them how to play football. They're comfortable playing in different roles and positions. That's how good these guys are. And I feel like this is why most of them pass their tests with flying colours. Aina showing that he can play on the right and on the left. And what I love about Aina is that when he does play on the left, the guy's using his left foot. How many times do you see that? How many fullbacks are able to use their right foot and their left foot anyway? Close control is on point. He can beat a man. And I think for me, it's his technical ability that's his most underrated aspect. I mean, the guy's a baller. There's no questions about that. He can beat a press. He can keep the ball with close control. He can beat his man. He can link up the play. He's very effective in possession as well. I feel like this guy has the world at his feet. He can do what he wants. And I'm hoping that we look towards his potential and his ability. When you think that we signed Zappa Costa from Torino and he's still with the first team squads, we've got a guy that's doing better, that's doing really well this season, that understands the club and understands the Chelsea way on top of that. It just makes common sense to me that this guy is kept at the club, and I'm hoping that's going to be the case. I mean, one of my favourite Aina memories was that goal he scored against Spurs from behind the halfway line. That's not a fluke. He was constantly trying and attempting stuff like that during the academy days. That's what I mean, you guys. We produce exceptional talent that know how to play football the right way. And honestly, it's about time we start showing faith in these guys and start to bring them into the first team. And to end on the final player who I feel should be back in the first team for next season, it's none other than Mason Mount. And for me, I mean, sorry, can't ask for a better player, in my opinion. You want a midfield player that can press minutes 50-50s? You've got that in Mason Mount. He can run for days. He works hard like Lampard used to do back in the day as well. You want someone good from set pieces. Do you want someone that can shoot from outside the box, that's comfortable playing in the half spaces as well, that can move out wide, that can beat his man? Very complete guy, very complete game. And I personally feel like Mason Mount in midfield now could really be the position he needs going in the future. Now, of course, when he was at Vitesse, he was playing on the left, and I was getting a lot of Asensio vibes. I mean, you know, they look the same, they play the same, the things they do are pretty similar as well. But I do like that Lampard has foreseen that, yes, Mason Mount, I think that you can be the future in the number 8 position. And I honestly feel that when you look at his overall game, just how good it is, that position makes the most sense for him. And I think that with someone like Mason Mount, I think that he can do what Barkley's doing now. and he can actually add more to the team. He's someone that's only going to get better over time, and I'm hoping that he is going to play, because imagine him alongside Hudson-Odoi. The link-up play and combinations between these two during the U-team days were exceptional. I remember the finals against Man City in the FA Youth Cup, just watching these two combine together down the left-hand side. And let me not forget Castillo as well. My God, it's incredible and ridiculous the amount of players are producing. It's time we start using them. With the potential transfer ban coming in soon, there's never been a better time to start having some faith in the guys who produce over the years since they were kids. They're that good now. They're only going to get better over time. And if you want to guarantee that their potential is going to be high, it makes sense now to introduce them back to the club, get them playing with the first team guys, and over the next few seasons, they're only going to get better. And you guys, they're the 5 players I feel should be back in the first team squad for next season. In the comment section below, give me your thoughts and opinions. Do you agree with me? Do you have other players of your preference that you feel could do better than the players I suggested? Or do you just think that some of the guys I was talking about were the wrong ones and they can't do anything in the first team squad? Let me know below. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to keep it moving. Thank you for watching. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll see you guys later.